Love it, man. I absolutely love this pattern. So much fun to fish. This is like combat trolling. Very aggressive, very fast, and a lot of fish. Oh, right there. It's looking good. Just crushed it, man. Oh, right there. Fish on. Feeling nice. Look at that one, dude. That is a nice walleye right there. Good morning, YouTube viewers and fellow walleye anglers. We got boat coffee. It's another day. We're on the Mississippi River. That's what's happening. And don't crucify me in the comment section for double dipping and almost doing the same thing 2 days in a row on a video, okay? The initial plan was this: come down to Mississippi River, film YouTube video. Did that yesterday. You guys probably already watched that one. Today I have a seminar in Mankato at a Shields location. The plan was to go there and then to go somewhere else immediately from there. Well, I ordered all this camera stuff. I needed a drone. I needed just a, you guys can probably see like this camera is much clearer than this camera. So we replaced everything with the even clearer cameras than this one. We're doing a camera upgrade. And all that stuff's at my house now, so it's like I'm probably just gonna do a seminar and go back home. But so we have this half day today, the morning to fish, where we're like, do we film something, do we not film something? Hey, if I'm down here, I might as well fish and film. And to be honest with you guys, I had so much fun yesterday trolling this pattern where we're just screaming these baits right here at a very high speed out here on the river and just catching a mountain of fish. My dad came out with me yesterday afternoon. We caught a bunch more. He caught, of course, no cameras rolling, a big giant fat one and some other good ones. But it's just a super fun pattern. So this morning, I think we're gonna scream some more of these Reef Runner 200s. And then I believe we might try some pitching, kind of once we dial in on some fish's location, or we might just go upriver and pitch at some like funnels and things like that where fish should be moving through. But that's kind of the plan. Let's get a couple of these baits out, catch a pile of walleyes this morning, hopefully, right? I mean, you would think the pattern would kind of stay the same day to day. We have the same wind. That's the important part. Whenever you're fishing shallow, one thing you notice is that if you have roughly the same weather and roughly the same wind direction, that's important. Wind coming into that. If you have wind switch and blow out, it moves a lot of that warm water around. It kind of funks up the shallow a little bit, changes it a little bit. But with the same wind and roughly the same weather, one would think anyways we'd be able to do roughly the same thing. So let's get a couple of these little baits out and start trolling. Yesterday, this pattern was absolutely on fire, and it's one of those unique ones where like I can't go home and do this pattern because it doesn't exist, right? So it's this cool way to fish that doesn't exist everywhere, and that's kind of what makes it so cool in my opinion. And I played around with a lot of different baits and colors last night, and I just could not get away from that fire tigery one and this blue one right here. And I'll go ahead and link both down in the description below, but that's kind of the deal. Real short line in, high speed, and a high amount of walleyes, hopefully. Oh, right there. Right there. It's feeling like a nice fish. It's feeling nice. Where are you at, buddy? It's gonna be a nice walleye. Oh yeah, real nice fish. Oh, angry, man. These fish get angry out here. There's no question about that. Of course, my net's way up in the front here. Should I slow us down for a second just to make things go a little bit smoother? And I think old blue strikes first here. Yeah, real nice river walleye there, man. A real nice river walleye. Come here, bud. Well, we're all snagged up on everything here. There we go. First real nice fish of the day right there, man. Old blue. That little blue back, white belly, black spots. Love it, man. I absolutely love this pattern. So much fun to fish. You feel like you're just bobbing and weaving. Or actually what it reminds me of, and the speed and the way you operate the boat's almost the same. It's like muskie trolling, where you're like short line stacking baits and just weaving in and out of break lines from back in my muskie days. But there we go. He gonna beat it to start the day out with a nice fat 18-incher that's ready to go back home. All right, let's throw the boat back in gear and do it again and again and again. The hooks on these baits really stand up. I mean, there's probably 100 fish in my boat yesterday between walleyes and sheep's head and white bass, and have not had to change a hook yet. Oh, right there. It's looking nice. Looking nice. Here, bud. I was just clearing another line. What do we got? 15-incher here? An old green. Oh yeah, nice fish, nice fish. I was just clearing another line, and this guy walloped it. This is a fast-paced style of trolling where you're constantly dealing with something, either pulling like debris off a line, or you're unhooking a sheep's head, or you're catching a nice walleye. This bite is just so loaded with 15 to 20-inch fish. It's insane. Absolutely unbelievable. Yesterday was far and away, maybe not super far and away, but the most walleyes I've caught in a single day all year. Without, all kidding aside, I probably caught maybe 80 walleyes yesterday, 70 walleyes yesterday, somewhere in there. Could have been a little more, could have been a little less. Let's let that guy go. We'll get bigger ones than him today. I just need a couple of those big ones that we caught yesterday afternoon to show up. My dad always brings out the big fish magic somehow, I feel like, when he's with, but if we could stick a couple of those bigger ones. Now, if I were to exclusively look for bigger fish, what would I do? That's kind of the question, right? Well, I'd probably go upriver. I'd probably look in some little funnels, and I'd probably be fishing really shallow. But I did that for a little while a couple days ago. Caught a couple of good fish, and then I went back there right away when I got down here yesterday, and there was literally not like a fish in those areas. And whenever you get kind of this fluctuating water levels, these fish are really move a lot, obviously, with the current. And obviously we could spend several days trying to kind of pinpoint that pattern and potentially walk away with no video, but there's no complaints for me. This is definitely a fun style of fishing right here, and I'm all about it. Now we got audio. Is this feeling nice? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude, I got a fish on, but I'm also in a snag. He came out. That was bizarre, dude. I had a fish on and I literally got snagged in the process there. It feels like a nice fish. And I just slacklined him and he came out, luckily. Oh yeah, really nice walleye. Woo-hoo. I'm lucky to get this one. Real lucky to get this one. Oh yeah, dude, that's a good fish right there. That is a good fish. Let's give you guys a look. That was an interesting fight. You guys could kind of tell I was on my phone for a second. Obviously, that's always when the good ones bite. And then picked up the rod, and all of a sudden just loaded all over, started pulling drag. I was like, what is going on? It got stuck in a snag. The only thing you can do to potentially free up that situation is generally to free spool them and hope for the best, and hopefully that they kind of swim out. But This is definitely one we want right here. This is definitely one we want. Oh, dude. That is a nice fat fish right there, man. That is a good fat one. Lucky to get him. Because he tried to escape me by getting snagged in a log. Look at that one, dude. That is a nice walleye right there. That's a nice fish anywhere. Look at that. Perky, beautiful fish, man. Wow. Quick picture for the thumbnail, and back she goes. That's a super nice one right there, man. That is definitely one of those nice oversized ones right there. See you later, mama. Back into that muddy water. Let's get back into our shoreline, huh? And get back through there. You know, one thing I've noticed about good baits for kind of fishing this pattern is that they have a very kind of almost like a slappy action. What I mean by that is it's you don't generally want to fish a bait that when you put it back there, it kind of, you know, you're kind of like, oh, is it there? Oh yeah, you can feel it kind of doing its thing. Good baits are ones where you can just feel that rod tip just, and this bait has that very hard kind of slappy, knocky, tail whippy action for a short shad bait. And I don't know if it just because it gives the illusion even more that the bait's moving very fast and kind of getting very erratic. But these little 200s 100% have that action. And that's obviously one of the reasons they're catching just a pile of fish for us. Right there. I was doing kind of a turn just to loop it. This is feeling heavy though. Kind of a bizarre time to get a bite, but we'll take it. Is this a walleye or is it a stick? Or is it a sheep's head because my bait was stalled on the corner? Well, it's definitely a fish. Come on, buddy, be a walleye. It's really digging hard right here. It's got to be a sheep's head or something, the way it's... Oh, it's a really nice walleye. Whoa! Oh, man. Super nice fish, man. He absolutely choked it, too. He's running. He's angry. Didn't even see the bite. Maybe you guys did on the camera. I just kind of came off that turn. I hate going into the wind because the boat's so much louder. Just because it gets a little slappy and you have a lot more control going with it. Look how this fish choked this bait, dude. That is how you know they want it right there. That is a Reef Runner 200 to the back of the throat. Look at this guy. How you gonna complain with that? Can you see it down there? Bill and all down the hatch. We're gonna have to do a little surgery here to get this guy off. Most time if you just kind of grab them and pry their mouth open like that, a lot of times even with a crankbait you can go in through the gill real softly with a closed pliers, pop that back hook out. I think we just got one more hook to undo here and it'll all come out like that with no harm to the fish. That bait has caught a lot of fish, and there's another perfect one right there, dude. And this is too much fun. I casted for a little bit and I swear to you, it's like they just want crazy amounts of speed. I could probably go to like a really heavy jig and really snap it, maybe get some. But you know, we have a saying on this YouTube channel, which is, I say to myself every day, don't make this harder than it has to be, right? We can just do it. Whatever the best pattern is what we film. There doesn't have to be a, oh, let's just catch some on the jig just to put a few on camera on a jig. I feel like I've matured enough to not have to do that anymore. Oh, right there. Fish on. Feeling nice. Feeling nice. Come on, buddy. Be right. Be right. Come on. Oh yeah, real nice walleye here. Made a little move off our shoreline. I'm gonna drop a waypoint. And basically the situation we're fishing here is there's a big outflow and a big channel funnel area right behind me. And tons of current pouring through it. So if you're gonna fish these areas, there's a couple things you can do. You can get like right in the neck down and like rig in that heavy current, or if there's a little current seam just on the back side of it, you can pitch that or something. The other thing you can do is kind of get out here on these flats and just kind of follow the edge of the current. And it's a pretty simple thing to do, especially if you have like a big wind coming in. So we have a big wind coming in here today. There you go. Perfect little 18-incher right there. But basically what you can do is see where it's getting real choppy. Oh, we're tripping on stuff. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but you can probably see it's not really white capping like behind me. Now let me swing the boat this way and you'll probably be able to see looks a lot wavier back here. It's because that current's coming out, the wind's coming in, it's building up waves right in the current, and then it's calmer out of the current. So essentially we're just running this current edge. You gotta imagine all these fish are pouring out of these rivers and traveling downstream. And May is really a month of transition on a lot of these river systems, where generally you have fish spreading out from the upriver locations. And whenever you have fish in transition on rivers, any of these funnels, any of these like big current seams where fish are pouring south, a lot of these spots are kind of where you look for walleyes this time of year. And obviously the pattern we were fishing majority before are fish that have kind of already made that transition out. Now we're fishing a lot of these transitioning fish right here by a big current seam, I guess. Fish. It's feeling all right. It's feeling all right. Oh yes. And it is so important to have a soft rod. Oh yeah, super nice fish. Have a soft rod to absorb the shock. Get one that's stiff enough where you can tell what the bait's doing. You don't just want like a wet noodle rod. These ones I can see that tip just so I can tell if they got junk on them or not, and they can absorb that strike. This is a super nice fish here, man. We'll take them like that. Might just slow it down when we get the net here. Come on, bud. Look at that guy, man. Oh, dude, he's angry. Come here, buddy. Just tail hook too. There we go. Oh, dude, I don't know what to say. It's been such a fun trip down here. Let me kick us back in gear real quick. Such a fun trip down here. And I put out two of the same baits now because this seems to be the one that just can't come off. As the day goes on, I just kind of switch baits here and there. That kind of fire tiger one. No surprise down here in the dirty water that seems like one of the better options. I'll get you popped off here, buddy. Oh, there we go. It has been an absolute blast. Catching an absolute pile of these Mississippi River walleyes the last couple days, man. Hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed the content as much as I enjoyed filming it. I'll let you go, girl. Back to the depths she goes. Back to the 6-foot depths is where she's going. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm gonna pull out of here. We got the video done with time to spare, so we can maybe go eat lunch somewhere, get some footage on the computer, and then do an awesome Shield seminar in Mankato, Minnesota. But if you guys want to check, I don't know if we're going somewhere after that. I don't know. We're making it all up on the fly here. But if you guys want to check out any of the seminars, they're all linked down below. If you guys want any of the Contour Fishing Clothing Co. merch, that is linked down below as well. And if you guys want to pick up this magic little crankbait, it is linked down below as well. Actually, everything I ever use in any video is always linked down in the description. But Mississippi River, pretty simple bite right now. Get around either a lot of these current flow areas, these bottlenecks where it opens up and fish are kind of scattered out in shallow water, or get on a good kind of riprap shoreline and just speed troll it with some Reef Runner 200s. That is kind of as simple as this pattern has been. And that bait right there was pretty much accounted for pretty much 90% of the fish I caught right there in the 200 size. But I appreciate you guys watching this one. We're gonna get out of here. Don't know where we're gonna be next, but we'll be hopefully catching walleyes wherever we go. And if you guys are not yet, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you next time.